Just recorded.
It's right behind
Whoever comes from
Good luck.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for coming today to our state of VA Eastern Kansas. We are recording this just so that we can share it with those staff members who can't come down here, whether it's patient care or some other reasons. We do also have the C-Box, just so you're aware of that. I'm Rudy Klopfer, the director of Eastern Kansas. I'd like to just invite Dr. Patterson to come up so you get to know him. He's our network director, Dr. Patterson. Thank you for being here as well. As you know, many of you may know his face or talked with him as he's been to our site a number of times. And then I also do want to invite our executive leadership team up here so you get to know them. We had a town hall yesterday and Dennis was here, but I want to just make sure they introduce themselves so you know who they are and their faces. And first of all, Dr. Leeson is not here with us. Dr. Brose is acting chief of staff. Dr. Leeson's on some vacation, but the other three are here. So.
Hi, I'm Lisa Kearns, your associate director.
And Justin Peters, your assistant director. Go Navy.
Dennis Clapp, I'm the new associate director of patient care services.
So as you can well imagine, actually all three are fairly new. Dr. Leeson I'll go back to is about a year and a half, a little more. Lisa's been on almost a year with us. Justin's been probably a month shorter than that, so about 10 months or 10 and a half months or so, and 6 days, 7 days for and I've been here for 7 years. Thank you very much. Appreciate you introducing yourself. We may get a couple more coming on as we go. I did want to share with you some information that we found out this morning with Sat Hard. You know, we're a family. We have lots of different sites of care. We don't maybe get to interact with all of them too often, but this morning a veteran in St. Joe came to the clinic and took his life this morning. And you know, we're still working some of that issues through, but just keep the thoughts and prayers for the veteran family members and of course our team members up there in St. Joe, and they may be here as well. It's tough when we lose any of our veterans that we so willing and lovingly serve, because that's why we're here. That is our mission. I just wanted to let you know that information before we go forward. Today is to talk a little bit about where we are, where we're going. You know, with the information I just shared, please note that that doesn't reflect what we do. We do a lot of great things, and we have sometimes some of those tough moments which hits at the heart. But I did want to share with you some of the great things we have been doing and have done, and it's definitely not an exhaustive list. You could list, I could list, others could list many, many more. But I did want to share some of those with you as we go onward to excellence. So we just passed Joint Commission, as you know, 55 findings, only 10 repeat findings. We wait, you know, every 3 years they come. They stated to us with the 2-campus facility that we have, the 3,200 standards which they have, looking at both campuses, that those number of findings are very, very good for an organization like ours. Usually it averages around 40 or so per hospital, and so we are below based upon the average. And then also our sales star ratings. This is internal. to the VA. Both of our hospitals are 5-star, which is in the top 10% in quality metrics. And our CLCs at both facilities are also 5-star. These don't come by chance. This is a lot of effort by you, and I appreciate all the work and effort that you do to assure that we provide quality of care. These are a measure, and we're not going towards measures, but it's an indication that others see that we in fact do quality care as we go forward. I want to mention about our CLCs. 3 criteria that goes into determining what star they are at, and it's looking also at comparisons to outside of the VA. So it's quality metrics, it's regarding the unannounced surveys that come in, and staffing. And as you may recall, in the last couple of visits that we've had, or last couple of years, we've had times when we've had 0 findings from the unannounced visit, or maybe 1 finding. So we actually did very well even prior to. Our quality scores were a level 2 or 3 star. Our staff saw that and said, that's not great for us. We want to do better. We want to be better. And so they put teams together and worked on it, and they brought up both of those qualities to 5-star, which then maintained that we are definitely a solid 5-star overall. And so it takes work and effort, and it's you, our staff, who are doing that. So just wanted to share that with you, some of the things. A couple other things. High reliability. We've been on this journey for several years, and some things that we've done, most recently, our mess boards, enterprise huddles, and other huddles across, go ahead, Joe. Other huddles across our organization. It's been replicated. And we've had visitors, 4 different organizations that have come to us and asked us, what is it all about, right? And that's positive, because we came into this with, well, I'll talk a little bit about that as well, that's going to help us communicate across service lines and elevate some things. Shark Tank semifinalists, the first time that we've had that. That is a performance improvement project that we submit forward, and it goes through a lot of criteria and iterations. And we did get one of ours. That was from Dr. Magani's team, Enhancing Hospice and Palliative Care Consults through Strategic Planning, Innovations, Collaborations. If you want to know amazing things we're doing and have a wonderful experience of the energy that Dr. Magani has, speak to Dr. Magani. She's great, but her team did a great job as well. We've also submitted the vision for lean projects. We've submitted 6, 7. We got 3 awards this year, a gold, silver for Dr. Magani's, and an honorable mention. And we've had onesies and twosies here, but we had 3 this year, which is very positive as we look about where we're going with continuous improvement. 9th year, and we know what's coming up, 10th year, we're going to get there. Recipient of the Patient Safety Gold Cornerstone Award. That's very positive. We're looking at root cause analysis and really trying to build a just culture, and that's you again who's doing that. And so that's very positive as we look about what we have done as well. But with that, we're not a perfect organization. There's some opportunities, and so I want to share some of the threats, some of the challenges that we've received over the past several years as well. Some recruitment challenges, recruiting specialty physicians, and increasing community care as we look at that as well. We've sent a lot out to the community, and we want to make sure we're aware of that. Aging infrastructure, 86 years here, this facility was built, 60 years over in Topeka. That comes with challenges of space constraints, bats and pests that we know about, right? That's challenging. Budget deficit. You've heard and you know that we've had a tough with the budget deficit. We've talked about it. We've done some great things, and Dr. Patterson will talk a little bit about some other things with that. We were on a cell watch list a couple of years ago, which we were a lower star at that time frame, and we saw that. You got involved and looked at, okay, some of these quality metrics. Why are we a little lower than we should be? And we put that and really moved us up, and that's why we got to 5-star in the efforts that you've done. So we had some OIG reports, and OMI, Office of Medical Inspector, visits, delays in radiology testing, diagnosis leading to an adverse event, out of OR airway management concerns, endoscopy concerns, We had several findings within each of those that we worked hard on that as well. We've had no really substantial growth in reaching out to bring more veterans in, and that's important for an organization. And so ineffective outreach and marketing strategies, our workload and productivity, those inefficiencies, the coding, clinic cancellation, panel sizes, we got to watch that, right? There's some challenges with that. Silos across our system. The VA's has a lot of services, and sometimes that causes silos and maybe not as teamwork as we've needed to. So over the past 7 years since I've been here, we've focused on different things. Some of you may know some of these or have heard some of these things. Some of you may not. Some of you are newer, may not. But I'm just going to go through them fairly quickly so you see some of the focus that we've had. Drivers of care, moments of truth, customer service, enhanced communication with stakeholders, improve PAC performance, expand virtual care, deliver a 5-star experience, rural health care plan, engage employees, water to the end of the row, communication effort, access to care, community care, emergency departments, surgery services, financial stewardship, budget and planning, utilize our CBOCs, specifically Platte City and Junction City at the time. Our HRO journey I talked a little bit about, our foundational services, and pillars of care. You've seen some of those in what our pillars of care. These have been our areas of focus. And we've done some very good things with it, and we've had some opportunities with it as well. So, the all-employee survey is so critical for us to be able to hear your feedback and your participation, those who did. So in 2018, as we got that feedback, we as an organization looked at what we should do and how we should do that based upon what we heard and what we saw within the scores. So we started those mess boards to be able to have communication across service lines and elevation so that we understood and to do today's work today. Executive leadership rounding, you see our faces. We do get out, not as much as we would like to. Invite us to your areas as well. We'll come there too. But you're going to be seeing more of us in your areas and talking with you. And a governance model for accountability and transparency to be able to assure that we are doing those standards and following some of the Joint Commission standards that are in place and being able to close the loops. So thanks for your willingness to share. 2019, we just recently got the scores. And so I want to share some of those with you, but the participation rate was great. 74% of our staff, over 1,500 employees, shared that. Second in the network. A 5% increase from previous years, but it's the highest we've ever been at. All employee sharing, employee score sharing, is really the knowledge of the data and where and what it means. So we increased to 60%, and you'll see on the right side the VHA overall the average, but ours on the left. We increased by 2%. All employee survey use is using the data to be able to improve your work group, improve the organization. And we did increase 8% from there, 39%. Not as high as I'd love to see it, and we can do better, and we're going to work on that. But doing good improvement. Best place to work, there's a question within that, and this really looks at the overall indicator for organizational health. Around these 3 items: overall job satisfaction, satisfaction with the organization, recommendation of the organization as a good place to work. And so 63 up 1, a little bit lower than the national average. And then the employee, and that's from a 0 to a 100 scale. And the employee engagement index is 67. And we were actually neutral there. So what I like to see here is that we are improving. We should be always looking ways to improve how we serve our veterans, how we serve you, and how we serve each other. These are an opportunity for us going forward. Excuse me. And these are some of the priorities as we gave back. Communication, accountability, growth, and that was specific to opportunities, whether it's promotional skills, increasing skills, workload, coworker relationships. Well, you also have the chance to do a free text comment. And we had over 537 that had actually comments in it. And we get those as executive leadership, Our unions also received those. We've gone through those. I did that. I went through them. And this is my theme that I saw. Some of the commonalities was communication. Not all necessarily an opportunity, but maybe we do well. And there was some information there regarding the huddle boards, and that was positive. But there had some opportunities for us to communicate better. Leadership and accountability and fairness. Well, we had another, I'm not going to read these because we're going to send these slides out that you can do that. But these are some of the comments. Let me just talk about the last one. Read that one. Accountability needs to be applied, not just spoken about. The fear of someone quitting or union involvement should not impact leaders from holding staff accountable. Too many staff are rewarded for poor behavior, and the work they choose not to do fall on those who go above and beyond by putting mission first. This creates burnout. So those are a lot of some of the comments that we've received, and we want to be able to address those. And it's my commitment as we continue to get involved with looking at those 537 comments, look at the commonality is putting plans to be able to improve that. We had another group, Justin led it and helped others, looked at all of those comments and looked, okay, let's get a little more deeper. What are they? And you'll see some of that. Opportunities for improvement. You gave us some ideas, which is wonderful. Compliments. Was it a recommendation? Was it regarding a supervisor service line, a manager, an ELT? What about finances? You see them all up there. And we'll continue to be communicating with you on that. There were a couple services, several services that's mentioned specifically, and it really gets to how do we improve that. It touches all of you, touches all of us, to be able to see some improvement. And again, we're going to put some work groups to be able to see what we can do to improve. One was IT and one was HR and the boarding process and how long it takes. And we already have some onboarding groups already looking at some of that to be able to improve that. But you'll be involved with those going forward too. And this is just another way to look at it without the